Hi everyone and welcome back to Studio B for the AFL Outer East Netball Show. I'm Mel Broadley.
And I'm Greg Heinrich, and we're excited to bring you another week of netball news for the Outer East.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Long time no see.
It is. Like we've got one night's sleep before we have to come back into the studio.
Yes, but that's Nick's fault. So our top stories for the week are the Association Championships, Alinda flexing its muscle in the Premier League, Rock are taking the bragging rights at top of the ladder table clash. So exciting. And Seville continue its good form, but we've got a couple of injuries this week, Greg.
Yeah, so Latoya Wards is the first one we'll talk about. She arrived at Association Champs on Sunday in a moon boot. Apparently injured her ankle on Friday night and then couldn't handle not playing against Alex on Saturday. So taped it up to play Saturday and then unfortunately has done a bit of damage there. So hopefully not too long for her. And I did run into Bianca Sanzaro from Beaky last night on the way out from VNL, and she mentioned after the big clash against Alinda that she's got a bit of knee soreness. So hopefully nothing too serious with her, but it's definitely one that we'll keep an eye on.
Yes, take care, ladies. Remember to always look after yourselves.
Yeah, let's talk about Association Champs because this year was the first year that the Outer East have run or entered a 15 and under team into the Association Champs. And I think it's important to note that they haven't had any juniors, 17s either, go through to the finals ever. So this is a first to get them A, entered in the Association Champs, but B, the 15s made it through to the finals because they played absolutely stellar the entire day. 8 games, won 7, lost 1. The one they lost by 2. And really, again, could have won by 5 or 6, but nature of tournament play, you lose one centre pass and you're chasing your tail. And they did a great job to be able to get through to the finals. And, you know, they finished their percentage at 190%, which just shows how strong they were attackingly. But defensively, they were able to block up their opponents really, really well.
So those girls are off to state.
Yeah, 23rd of June, they'll head down to Frankston with the team that we're submitting in the Open Division, which is a 23 and under team. So those two are locked in for that tournament. We just have the 13s to go.
Well done. Congratulations, girls.
Yeah, the 17 under, before we move on, they were very, very good. I was really impressed with the way they played. We had a couple of girls come in at very late notice that didn't get a chance to train with the team. They won 3, lost 3, could have won 5, lost 1, and made the final series. But again, like I was saying with the 15s, tournament play is really tough.
It's tiring.
2 8-minute halves, and as soon as you get behind, it's really hard to get back. I think their most unlucky match was against Mina, who finished top of the table undefeated. They lost by 2. So it just showed where we were at. We were really, really competitive, and you know that they were equally unlucky not to make that finals at the end of the day, and then potentially go through to the final series. So. Super proud of all the girls, the coaches and the support staff. The parents were amazing. All they could do is talk about how much they'd love the day, which is really great for the league in its first birth to the Association Champs. So well done, girls.
Yeah, so you did make mention to me the other day of Michaela Phillips, who came back from an injury of her knee after 5 weeks. No games under her belt, no fitness under her belt, had been, getting her knee right. How'd she go?
Oh, she was a gun. They were all very, very good, but I think her story is a little bit, more in depth. She had 5 or 6 weeks out from a calf and knee injury, had done her rehab, hadn't played a game until Sunday, and then had to run out the entire day. So she got to the end of the day and she was quite tired.
That's impressive though from a young girl.
Great job from
Michaela's only just 14 in Feb this year. I've known Mickey since she was quite young.
Yeah.
Back in my Beaky days. But that just shows her athleticism and her dedication to her game when she's looked after herself for that long and came out and had a ripper of a day. So that's so good.
Yeah, and she's just willing to do whatever it took for the team. The other player that I wanted to talk about was Chloe Heppel from Monbulk. Monbulk don't have an under-17s team. She's a junior coming up through the ranks playing in their senior grades.
Yeah.
She was absolutely stellar as well across the whole day. She played her role early on in wing attack and then came into the centre court and, she took the game on every chance she got, and I think that's a great sign for A, Monbulk, but B, we've got some great juniors coming through the Yarra clubs, and I think now that introduction of the juniors into the competition will hopefully flush out a few more and give them a chance to play some great netball in the Footy Netball League.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations to all involved.
Yep, well done.
So next we have the Premier Match of the Round, which we talked about for quite some time. Alinda versus Beaky, both of them 1 and 2.
Yep.
Both undefeated until last Saturday.
Yeah, and we hoped that it might be a little bit closer than what it was. We knew that it was going to be tough for Beaky, and certainly talking to Bianca on the way out last night, knowing that she's got a little bit of soreness, it seems like it was a pretty physical game from both teams, and I think that's what they needed. They needed to have a really strong hit out, learn each other, get to know their opposition well, and they've done that now, and I think they've got plenty of time to prepare for their next opportunity to play against one another.
Yeah, that's of course awesome. Great stuff. So the other Premier results were Cranbourne took over and beat my Berwick girls by 12 goals. But I know Robin was quite happy with that scoreline. It's been a long time since Berwick have been within 12 goals to Cranbourne, so that's good. Young Lainey Bidwell got a run in the A-grade team, so congratulations to her. Wandon defeated Upwey only by 4.
Yeah.
That would have been a great game to watch.
Yeah, and look again, Wandon, I think whether the change at the club has sparked new motivation or the girls have just said, no, we just need to take a stand and do our best, it's paying off. Because they've won 2 weeks on the trot now, and the big scalp in Narry, and obviously this week winning against Upwey too, they'll be pretty happy with that.
And the last game rounding out the Premier League was Warrie beat Hillsville by convincingly 43 goals. And of course we had Narry with the bye.
Yeah, and you know, when I look through the best players, they had a few really solid hit-outs from Mia Sudamerski and Bree, the sister. Those girls, they are the future of Warrie Alec, and we really hope to see them continue on. Mia's playing some great netball for Blaze 19s, and you know, at that young age, I think she's showing that she's going to be a future star.
Fantastic. Let's have a look at that ladder then, shall we? After the, what was that, round 6?
Round 6 for
I get confused because we had an extra game.
We have, yes. So if we look at the ladder now at the moment, you see Alinda still stay on top of the table, Beaky second, Cranbourne third, and then Narry and Warrie on the same win, so the same points, rounding out the top 5. And then your Wicked Chicks just outside. So hopefully you guys can have a couple more wins and maybe see yourselves get up into that top 4, which would be the first season in a long time that's
Yeah.
happened.
Look, they were sitting well at the beginning of the season. Obviously, they've played a few tough teams that they've come up against and had some outs, and some girls are travelling as they do in the Europe summer at this time of year. So, look, I think it all plays out by the time you play everyone. You know who you're against, especially in a new league.
Yep.
And I think we round out this week is when we've played everybody.
Yep.
So yeah, I think after now it'll.
Either this week or next week. I think it might be next round that you guys will play everybody.
Who have we not
Although
played?
you played round 9 before the start
round
of
1.
the season.
That's why I
so
thought
maybe Berwick. Yeah.
We might be just
and
that
Narry
one
might
step
be
in front. Yeah.
One step ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
All right, so let's have a look at the Div 1 results. You know, some really good games. Pakenham got up over Belgrave, and chatting to Karen Meredith from Pakenham, she was really happy to get away with the win. She said it wasn't amazing, and it certainly wasn't their best netball, but they're the games that you really want to win. You want to get over the line, and she was happy to do that. She did mention that there was a late change in the game from Belgrave that caught her by surprise. You know, a player came off the court that was one of their better players. They were still in the game. Obviously, Pakenham have only just got over the line. But yeah, just she found that a little bit interesting to see. But like we said, happy to get the win. Rock were convincing over Mount Evelyn.
We actually thought this would be a little bit closer.
Yeah. And Mount Ev had to travel out to Rock, you know, all the way out to Rock from the valley. And they, from all reports, were good early on. And then Rock just showed their strength. They showed their depth and their fitness, and they were able to be convincing at the end.
I think that's fantastic to see Rock on top of the ladder.
Yeah, and then Warburton were defeated by Mumbolk. We keep talking about Steph Pop, and I got stuck into her on Sunday at Association Champs because at the start of the year she wasn't going to play. No, I'm just going to go and help Mum coach, and didn't want to play interleague because she wasn't going to play, and now all of a sudden she'd played one game early on, and
now she loves it.
Now can't take her dress off.
That's great.
Which is awesome for her because she's such an amazing talent, and she was great on Sunday with the girls. But it is nice to see Mumbolk having some really good success in their division.
And the last game?
Yeah,
Div
Doveton
one?
versus Emerald. Emerald were much better this week, and I did catch up with Trent last night at VNL on the way out as well. And he's saying they're playing some really good netball. It's just not for the full 4 quarters. So when they're able to piece together 4 quarters, they will, I think they'll see some success throughout the rest of the season.
Fantastic. And the Div 2 results are Seville took Gembrook 67-23. I hate seeing those scorelines. I feel for the people that have the lower score and get beaten by that amount.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like. It's not the best.
It's
but
tough.
It is
it's
tough.
And their best, they had, Steph McNay, again, keep saying her name.
She'll probably cop lots of fines, will she?
Yeah, well, hopefully. Seville are onto the fine system as well. But her and her sister were standouts for Seville on the weekend, and that shows in the scoreline as well.
And the Kinglake beat Alex by 20 goals, 53-33, and Yarra Glen defeated Powtown 54-36, rounding out the final game in Division 2.
Yep.
So the upcoming games, we've got Upwey versus Warrie, Berwick versus Alinda Ferny Creek, Hillsville versus Beaky, and Narry Cranbourne with bye for Wandon.
Yeah, and I think the game of the round for that one is probably going to be Narry Cranbourne. That's going to be a really tough hit out. We know that traditionally, when Jade and I were at Narry, that was always a really tough game. Narry at home, I think they'll be keen to wipe off their Wandon loss at home by winning against Cranbourne.
Yeah.
Division 1 upcoming games, Mount Evelyn play Belgrave, Monbulk versus Doveton, which I think that's the match of the round for Division 1. Monbulk, again, playing some really great netball. Doveton are going to come out hard and want to get a win on the board. So, yeah, that's the one that I want to watch. Emerald versus Rock, and then Pakenham versus Warby will also be a really close game.
Okay, and the Division 2 games, we've got Alex versus Yarra Glen, Powtown versus Yea, and Yarra Junction versus Kinglake. And we've got a double bye, Gembrook and Seville.
Yeah.
They didn't want to play each other?
Well, I just don't think the fixture worked out that way. I think with the amount of teams that there are, there's a couple of odd weeks where 2 teams end up having a bye.
Right.
But I think their match of the round is going to be Yarra Junction versus Kinglake. I was out at Yarra Junction earlier in the week, and I think they're at a crossroads where they want to play some really great netball and get things off court right, on court right, and they're doing all the right things to go about making that happen. So I think they'll be keen to have a good win or a good hit out and hopefully a win against Kinglake on the weekend.
Fantastic. Now, our junior focus this week, you wanted to talk about the 15 whites.
Yeah, we turn it back to the Berwick show again.
I didn't want to talk about it. I just said you did.
Well, that's so the heat comes off you. Warby versus Beaky, but 1 versus 2 is Berwick versus Rock, and we know Rock are really strong in the juniors right through. So you guys are playing some wonderful netball in the 15 whites, and hopefully that one is a cracker. So if you're around on Saturday, it is at Berwick. You guys are at home.
Yes. Yep.
So head down to Edwin Flack Reserve and get behind both Berwick and Rock on that game.
Congratulations to everyone that takes court this week. Look after yourselves, and remember, Greg, get your game face on.